Welcome to the Confessing Baptist podcast. My name's Javier. How's it going, everyone? And I am with Jason today. How's it going, dude?
Going pretty all right.
I was gonna be a Lone Ranger Christian host today, but Jason decided to join me. We all have several things that have kept us quite busy this weekend, so we're actually recording on a Friday evening and not a Saturday morning.
Yep, before things get too crazy.
Yeah, 'cause I have a really busy week and I'll be out of town next weekend. And so we decided to record tonight.
Yep.
And actually, we may change our recording day eventually, just so y'all know, if you even care. But we've been tossing around a few ideas, so hopefully it gets changed. I just don't think that everyone's getting the full hobby experience, and so
Since you're just waking up.
since I just wake up, and Junior's an early bird, dude. I think he wakes up like at 5 or something.
Yeah, that's about the
Um,
time I wake up too.
yeah, you're kind of used to it though, right? Because you're up
Oh,
usually by 3 or 4.
yeah.
Uh, I'm not, you know. So anyway, um, yeah. So hopefully, maybe for the sake of the podcast and its quality, we get to move it back to a time that's more suitable. Jason likes to say that you moved it to Saturday. I don't accept that revisionist history, Jason.
No, no,
Uh,
I said we moved it to Saturday because you said that would be better because you put
I,
in.
I disagree. I don't
Really?
ever remember saying that. No.
Oh, okay.
But so yeah, you're a historical revisionist. Uh, no, I'm kidding. But yeah, so welcome everyone. This is your source for all things 1689. Once again, I'm Javier, and we have
Yeah.
some headlines for you guys. Jason is
Yeah, just so
obviously
we're
with me.
clear. Real quick, yeah, just so we're clear. Today is Friday, July 11th, 2014.
That's correct. It is not Saturday, July 12th. And so hopefully we do get these changes done and you are able to enjoy me not as a grumpy little Mexican in the morning, but as a more joyful and fed host in the evening. Anyway, so we have a few things to share with you guys today. We've been obviously collecting some links and stuff. Some of the highlights for this week we've had are uh, as far as blog posts, there's two. These were particularly controversial. I wanted to highlight these. I honestly, Jason, I'm surprised at how controversial they were.
Yeah, same here.
One of them's called A Christian Wife's Marriage Catechism, and it was published at Reformed Baptist Fellowship, and it was published by Scott Meadows. He's the pastor over at Exeter. What's it called? Exeter Baptist? No, it's in Exeter. It's I don't know the name. Click through the
It's
link.
yeah, yeah. It's Exeter, New Hampshire is the name of the city. Yeah, it's Calvary Baptist Church.
There you go. There you go. I was really surprised at the feedback we got on the post on our blog and on the post on the blog on Reformed Baptist on the blog post at Reformed Baptist Fellowship. Um, I mean, to me, it seems pretty biblical. Let me read the introduction for you. It says, providentially, many Christian wives are married to unbelieving husbands. This is a great trial for them, especially if the man is very ungodly. Pastoral counseling discovers that many of these sisters in the Lord are perplexed about how God wants them to relate to their husbands in such a case. I have prepared this brief catechism for some guidance, suggesting that she should memorize it and find supporting scripture references for counsel with careful study of those passages. I am convinced that even though these are basic biblical truths, many Christian wives would know more peace and confidence in their God-ordained role if they called them to mind every day for practical application in their marriages. Also, these truths should prove helpful even when the husband is a godly man. May the Lord use this simple catechism to bless his precious daughters in difficult marriages. Um, I had no qualms with it. Apparently, a lot of people did. I think it's good. Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it, and Yeah, currently on their site, there's over 206 comments. So that's just on that one post about the one about the women.
Yeah,
Um,
the
and
blog.
yeah, well, it was interesting because in person, we actually had some women at the church because I think that posted like Tuesday, and we have men's and women's studies at our church on Wednesdays, and so Wednesdays, a lot of the women were like, "Oh, that was such a great post. Thanks for posting that. It was really helpful." And this and that, So I mean, we did hear some positive feedback in some places, but the amount of negative feedback coming from one particular blog was
Yeah,
overwhelming. It was pretty interesting.
and these people from this blog, they say they're 69ers, and I'm not gonna mention the blog. You can go to our website and click on the comments to see if you want to find out more. But just a bit of advice if they even listen to us, don't become trolls.
Yeah.
Just you can't bomb comment any blog post and expect someone to respond to you. And unfortunately, that's what they do. It was really strange. And this isn't the first time it's happened either on our site. It's happened, I think, maybe at least two more times before this, right?
I don't remember. Maybe I blocked out those memories for good. What's really interesting is some of the issue was what wasn't said, and so they were questioning, well, how do you feel about this issue or issue X, issue Y, blah blah blah. And so actually, just about an hour ago, Pastor Meadows wrote an addenda, part one, biblical support of a Christian wife's marriage catechism, and it's a lot more fuller and a lot more thorough. And he'll probably come out with part two. But I already updated the original link with that addendum, so
Great.
check that out.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, they're passionate about this, and you can't fault them for that. And I know it's definitely, an issue of concern if you are in a relationship where you're being abused by your husband. But it's really rough to deal with this as someone who who runs a blog. Just getting these constant messages of just constant blog comments and the emails notifications. It was interesting. Anyway, he also published a Christian husband's marriage catechism, and it was similar to the women's catechism. Obviously the roles are different. The introduction is similar. I won't read that, but you guys, if you want, it's good stuff. I enjoyed it. I thought it was beneficial. No comments on that on our side, at least. But it was. I think they did stir the pot there too. But yeah, the good stuff. I think. I really enjoyed it. But anyway, on to a another post that we posted up by Reformed Baptist Seminary. Robert Gonzalez posted a 3-part video by Robert Elliott. It's called Contextualization in Preaching. And here's a little bit of the intro, and it's the late John Stott was a gifted commentator and expositor in his classic book on homiletics. Between two worlds, he argues that the preacher stands in the gap between the world of the Bible and the modern world of the people to whom he ministers. It is the preacher's task, Stott avers, to bridge the chasm so that modern culture may be confronted with the timeless truths of the Bible. This is the theme Pastor Robert Elliott unfolds in the 3-part video lecture series below on contextualization and preaching. And that's some good stuff. You get a chance to listen to that this week, Jason?
I didn't listen to it this week, but I've listened to that entire series. It's the Preaching and Teaching series. It has a whole bunch of different men like Tom Askell, Brian Borgman on it, and I believe Robert. Well, yeah, this one was Robert Elliott. I forget the other guy's name off my memory, but we posted that audio. I think it was actually last year. If I looked at it, it was like July 2013, but just now they're starting to come out with the video on that as well. So I remember listening to it, the whole thing last year, and found it really helpful. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was about, but I've enjoyed nearly every single audio sermon, sermon or lecture or whatever from Reformed Baptist Seminary. Lots of good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And now let's move on to a subject that we've been talking about a lot lately, and that is baptism. Last week it was all about baptism, and the week before I think it was even about baptism on the Dunker Bunker, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think we actually had a guest post by Tom Chantry on our site responding to Mark Jones's article about 1 Corinthians 7:14 and the holiness the covenant holiness of children. And so there's still some more that we posted, and we won't really stop. I think this is an important issue, and I think the guys agree. So Drew Mary, actually, at his blog, what's the name of his blog, Jason? Hello? You gone?
Yep, sorry.
Oh, I guess we lost him.
I'm back.
Oh, hey. Sorry.
I was trying to get the YouTube link and I closed it by accident. My bad.
Oh.
Continue on.
Oh, anyway, and he provided us with a quote from Alan Connor's book, Covenant Children Today, Physical or Spiritual, on the crucial point in the debate over infant baptism and covenant membership. And so we linked to that quote.
I don't have it up actually.
Oh,
because
no problem.
we did a couple of those book snippets. Yeah, and it was really to highlight that book too, because Drew Murray, he also says that was the main point, the main crux of the book, and the rest of the book he goes on to kind of prove what he just said about covenant children and membership.
Cool. So, well, if you do want to read it, check it out. It's on the site. We have links there to Amazon and RBAP as well. That way you can purchase it if you'd like. And we also have some book sales, ebooks, that are on sale
through tomorrow. So hurry up.
Through tomorrow. So you literally through tomorrow. So like you only have a few hours after you get this.
Yeah. Well, unless you don't believe that tomorrow is a 24-hour day, like if you're a what's that called? Framework or something? No, I was kidding.
A framework see.
No, I was kidding. Yeah.
I have some sympathies to old Earth creation, but go ahead.
Right. Well, I'll go ahead and talk about this one because this one was pretty exciting. It came out. Actually, someone notified us on Twitter about this, and it is 199 books from Crossway. Like there's over 300 of them, and it's in celebration of Westminster Bookstore, which is a great bookstore. I love the stuff they put out. I love how every time they put out a new book, I mean, it's always like dirt cheap the first week it's out. Like they're just selling it at cost pretty much. So you always find really good deals from them, and they're really just for the church. They're not about making profit and whatnot. Even though you got to make money to stay in business. But this is the stuff they say. But some of the ones I wanted to highlight that would fit our scope. I'll read through this list because these are good. Maybe these will catch your ear and you'll read them or want to buy them. They're all $1.99 in ebook format. So The Faithful Preacher, Capturing the Vision of Three Pioneering African American Pastors. That's by Thabiti Anyabwile. Brian Borgman's Feelings and Faith, Cultivating Godly Emotions in the Christian Life. Another one by Thabiti, Baptism and the Lord's Supper, Gospel Coalition booklet. He co-authored that one with Ligon Duncan. Finding Faithful Elders and Deacons, that's a 9 Marks book, another one by Thabiti. The Pilgrim's Progress, From This World to That Which Is to Come, that's a Bunyan, that's a bunch of new artwork. That's a really, really nice version of The Pilgrim's Progress. I know some people are purists and like the old school, so just leave that at that. There are a couple by Voddie Baucham, Family Shepherding, Calling and Equipping Men to Lead Their Homes. The Gospel as a Center, Renewing Our Faith and Reforming Our Ministry Practices. That's by another one by Thabiti. There's some by Haken even. Rediscovering the Church Fathers, Who They Were and How They Shaped the Church. Another one by Voddie, What He Must Be If He Wants to Marry My Daughter. And this new book that just recently came out, which is, I think it's normally $20 or $25. It's a pretty big book. To the Ends of the Earth, Calvin's Missional Vision and Legacy, Refo 500. That's another one by Haken. And another one by Voddie, 2 more by Voddie, and we're done. Family-Driven Faith, Doing What It Takes to Raise Sons and Daughters Who Walk with God. And Joseph and the Gospel of Many Colors, Reading an Old Story in a New Way. So, and there's lots more out there. Creedal Imperatives out there. I mean, lots of stuff. And now the only catch is you can only get 2 of these at $1.99, which is good because I probably would have spent like $50 just getting some of these book deals. I mean, because some of them are normally $30. Like they had the Gospel Life Transformation. I forget what the exact title is. That one of those the newer ESV study Bibles, the Gospel in the Text, or I forget what it's called. But I mean, that's normally like a $30 book. So I was like, sweet, $1.99, I'm getting that. So I already picked my 2, and again, yeah, thankfully you can only pick 2 because I would have got a ton.
Yeah, I know that's a lot of stuff for sale, man. Of course, it's ebook, so I mean, I I don't know. I haven't. The last ebook that I read, I think, was the Credo Imperative.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and then I said I want regular books. But yeah,
I
so you guys
understand.
check that out. Something else that we posted today, or not today, sorry. Something else we posted the day before yesterday on the 9th is a someone took some video footage of the debate that James White had with Bob Enyart um, in Denver. And it was on open theism. The thesis of the debate is the future settled or open? Now, why this is a matter of, why this is even debatable is another issue. But so James White, posted 3 videos. One is Bob Enyart cross-examining James White, and then James White cross-examining Bob Enyart, and then James White closing remarks. And so, if you know how James White debates, you won't be surprised that he came out doing very well in this debate.
Oh
At
yeah.
least from the pieces that I saw, it was pretty. I mean, I was just really surprised at how some of them argue. I have seen. I have listened to the debate between him. I think he debated Clark Pinnock, and that was also a
Hmm.
fascinating debate. He demolishes him, but he did debate. I think he was Clark Pinnock was a Calvinist before he was an open theist. So
Wow.
that's really interesting. Yeah, they go pretty far, and you know, you said something funny last week on the Dunker Bunker about open theism, and I don't remember what it was. Um,
I was trying to segue, and I said, "Hey, Junie, you want to tell us about this debate that possibly even God doesn't know is going
oh,
to
that's
happen, or something like that? Something
dude.
just, I mean, something that an open theism would have to say." And actually, those were some of the things that James White was pressing them on.
Yeah.
I was obviously joking, and we're not open theists, and we're against open theism.
Right,
Obviously,
right.
it's just
Yeah.
Christian orthodoxy, you know. But it is shocking, like when James White is pressing him and doing the cross examination, and so James White, so you believe that the cross was a contingency plan? It was just a plan B. It was just and he's like, well, God had an idea that he might have to do that because he made men with free will, but he wasn't sure. I mean, it was just it's so stunning, it's so shocking. Just yeah, God didn't know, or he. I
Yeah,
mean,
because I mean,
I mean, yeah. I mean, let's not get it wrong. Like he's really, really smart. He's a really, really, really good planner, but he doesn't know for sure. I mean, it makes so much stuff fall apart.
yeah,
It's
because
crazy.
ultimately the cross wasn't something that God may have been able to anticipate it, maybe, but he wasn't sure that it would have happened. So
Right.
Jesus may have had to die somehow. Um,
Possibly.
yeah, but it may not have been. Yeah, and what if Jesus survived?
Yeah.
Let
I mean,
there
it's
be
just
atonement for sin. But
well, no, well, it's interesting because even he even pressed him on a point. Is like he's like, well, what if Jesus? Because the guy was even saying, well, of course Jesus too had free will, when he became man, and so James White asked him, he's like, well, what if Jesus decided, I'm not going to go through with the Father's plan. I'm just going to live down here, whatever. I'm kind of just paraphrasing, divulge in sin and live my own life, my best life now, if you will. And the guy's like, well, Jesus loved God the Father supremely, so he didn't do that. But James was like, well, but was that a possibility? And the guy had to say yes, and eventually he did. He's like, well, yeah, it was. Thankfully he didn't. But I mean, it's just that's crazy. I mean, isn't that just like? I mean, it's so blasphemous, dude. It's crazy. It just doesn't take. I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, listen for yourself. I mean, what's really cool about this is this really gets down to the meat of the debate. When you get to the cross examination, and thankfully it was a pretty long time for it to go on, so it was good.
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how serious they take the scripture with regards to just being so. They're so concerned with defending libertarian free will, and metaphysical free will that they would deny God His sovereignty, or His form, even to the point to where they deny His knowledge of all things, past or knowledge of the future, really. Um,
Yeah, and his decree, and yeah, I mean
yeah, I
everything.
mean, yeah, they're obvious. There's obviously no theology of decree there either. Uh, Now we do have also um, just some free ebooks this week, and that was oh wait, Jason, you want to talk about that or?
Oh yeah, sure, sure. That was Brian Mann. We featured some of his stuff before. He is a pastor at what is it, Catherine Lake Baptist Church, and he was the editor of a book called a little booklet, it's like 53 pages PDF. I love Found and Founded: Medicinal Meditations for the Christian Soul in Trial. And here was, this book contains revisions of a cluster of campfire, not campfire, but I'm probably saying it wrong. Campfire, I don't know, Camphire, whatever. By Susanna Spurgeon, I'm gonna get scolded for that. As reprinted by Particular Baptist Press, and it also includes some stuff by J.C. Ryle from Grace Gems, from his expository thoughts by J.C. Ryle. So it's basically a mixture of that. It's really nicely formatted. I'll read one endorsement of it that pretty much will give you the sum of the book. The collected reading in A Love Found and Founded from the pen of two 19th century writers are of inestimable value to the believer experiencing times of trial and who's suffering down in the depths. J.C. Ryle and Susanna Spurgeon are brought into one volume to come alongside as a tender brother and sister might, and address the reader as a family member enduring the trials common to men. It deserves a wide reading among believers in every condition, because whether you are in trial now or not, you will be. These seasoned saints can help. So, yeah, that's out there. It's a free PDF, 53 pages, so check that out.
Awesome. I think that's it for this week, though, Jason.
Real quick on the Twitter front, Rick, who is his Twitter handle is at CBNRCK. He's giving away a book, A Portrait of Paul Identifying a True Minister of Christ by Rob Ventura and Jeremy Walker. And all you got to do is send a message to win. We retweeted that. We'll also put it in today's post. But I mean, even earlier in the week, he gave out, I believe, he gave out another Reformed Baptist book. I forget what it was exactly, but you'll want to keep a track of that, because he usually just does that for a couple days.
And just an FYI to everyone, he does ship internationally. He's shipped books across the world. So if you are someone who listens to us outside of the States, he will ship to you wherever you are. I've emailed him. We've exchanged a few emails, and I asked him. Actually, he let me know. So, if you're in Pakistan, he'll email you something, which is pretty cool. Besides that,
well, yeah, one more. And he actually highlighted this as well, and I saw this. I didn't post on it though. Solid Ground is doing if you get the 1689 Baptist Confession of Faith, a modern exposition by Sam Waldron, and a scriptural exposition of the Baptist Catechism by Benjamin Benjerome, then it is combined only $25. So that's a pretty good deal, because individually, the first book's $18 and the next one's $8. So save a little money getting them together. So if you don't have either of those are both excellent resources, especially if you're going to be teaching through the confession or something like that. That's all I got.
Well, there you go, and now you know everything you need to know about the news. Hey, will you, not you, our dear listeners, we don't forget to like us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and we would like some iTunes reviews. We don't really share that very often, but it is something that we'd like to see. And besides that, I think we're done for the day.
Yep. Peace out.
Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.